Hi there, I come in peace. I know you exist just as you're certain of your existence. I may not have come across your kind in my life on planet Earth, but maybe, just maybe, our paths have already crossed at some point. But due to your ability to camouflage and make yourself appear just like Earthlings, I never noticed the difference. Hell, you may even be that close friend I have, or a relative, colleague, or that kind nurse at my local hospital. But that's besides this latest topic. The point is, for some unknown reason, I know you exist, and somehow you're not what we Earthlings have been made to believe about you. You're different from what we know or think we know. So why write you this letter, you may ask? See, I'm aware there are thousands of other planets out there in an endless universe, but I wish to officially welcome you to planet Earth, and while at it, offer you some little background on who Earthlings are, just so you can better understand us. And kindly, allow me to use layman's language, as I'm not certain all of you are well versed with complex words. So, dear aliens, welcome to planet Earth, where the estimate number of Earthlings in total is roughly 9 billion. The planet has several continents, but somehow Earthlings occupying some regions have been made to believe and blindly bought the idea that we are better, superior, and more intelligent than those in others. Welcome to planet Earth, where a few Earthlings own all the power over everything and everyone else. Where these self-selected few started a racially based war against Earthlings hundreds of years ago, a war that remains strong to date. See, the self-selected few, let's call them the big gun, decided among themselves that the only way they could succeed and win in their planet Earth's eternal agenda was if they eliminated unity and love among Earthlings. And so they devised the Big Gun, a strategy that has lasted for generations, hundreds of years on. A little peek on Earth, and you'll definitely concur that racially based differences is the leading cause for division among Earthlings throughout the planet. Heck, and that's just on the global level. Don't get me started on the tribal differences, particularly penetrated in a continent called Africa. I guess the Big Gun realized since majority of Africa's Earthlings have similar color, then division could be generated between clans and tribes. Ha ha ha. I mean, you should see different tribes fight just because the voted in leader in an election is not from their tribe. Insane, right? Well, welcome to planet Earth, where all Earthlings are brown, some with the lightest shade and others darkest. But for some reason, some were made to believe, a belief passed down generations that Earthlings with a particular skin tone or shade are better and superior than the rest. I know it's laughable, but yeah, they actually still believe as the Big Gun deliberately built seemingly eternal systems meant to serve all humans, but twisted them to always favor some Earthlings and downtrend others. I know, what a mess. So yeah, welcome to planet Earth, where the downtrodden Earthlings are constantly trying to overcome the unbeatable, seemingly eternal system and pissed off at the Earthlings whom the system favor, even if it's not a fault of their own. So the disfavored lot is always angry with the favored lot for willingly accepting to benefit from the biased systems. On the other hand, the favored lot ignorantly continues to enjoy the biased benefits and will do anything but actively engaging in the fight against the biased system. So the fight, hate, and contention between these two groups continue, and the big goon is happy. That's what keeping them winning and always at the top, controlling. At least no one knows who the members of the big goon are, or so they think, which gives them the advantage of Earthlings fighting an unending battle, always throwing fists aimlessly in the air and never really hitting anything. Did I already welcome you to planet Earth, where the big goon run the planet and the rest of the Earthlings serve as their minions? Where the big goons' offspring and offsprings after them continue their parents' legacy and position on the planet, whereas the rest of the Earthlings, their offspring and their offspring's offspring, continue their role of servitude, unknown to them that they are mere pawns in an endless game in which they eternally serve the big goon and their descendants, but have been sold the illusion to think they live in a democratic world and so are free. I won't blame you if you laugh at this, my intelligent aliens. So, welcome to Planet Hub, where if you're not a member of the Big Gun, then Earthlings must work several hours a day to survive, lest they become homeless and destitute. For some reason unknown to anyone, the Earthlings somehow find pride in work, earning several millions a year, which often than not offers them a decent lifestyle. There are those, however, who earn way less than that, living paycheck to paycheck, but continue offering their labor services to business owners who themselves are slaves nonetheless, but a bit more comfortable slave than their employees, but nonetheless still a slave. To whom you are the big goon. Welcome to planet Earth then, where after offering their best years on Earth when they are most energetic, vital, and steady, the Earthlings can no longer offer their labor power as no one is willing to employ them, and those with businesses are forced to retire nonetheless as young Earthlings replace them, and the endless vicious cycle continues. Bottom line is, if an Earthling is not a member of the big goon, then both the employee and the employer are slaves to you know who. Through reproduction, the system runs itself as Earthling's offspring continue the legacy of serving the big goon's offspring, and all these unknowingly. So, who is to blame, the big goon or the rest of the Earthlings? I'll come to that, but first, welcome to planet Earth, where it is virtually impossible for Earthlings to escape the ensnaring of the big goon. You see, the big goon has penetrated every single aspect of human life, from food to healthcare and medicine, to politics, to transport, to entertainment. Well, I'll not be surprised if the big goon started tracing me for sending you this letter. And you know what the story will read? The Earthling who contracted aliens is charged with treason for deliberately disclosing planet Earth sensitive information to unknown enemies and hence sentenced to hanging. I would definitely not be surprised at all. Why? Because they know the aliens will wake up from their sound slumber and act. But so what? Welcome to planet Earth, where a long time ago, Earthlings were lured and seduced into living their farming culture and ran into urban regions that, like wildfire, spread and to everyone's surprise was unquenchable. With no farm in the cities, yet population growing rapidly, the need for food also grew. Problem is, the money life without having to undergo the farming struggle was too good to abandon, and the big goon's bait has been eaten successfully and had Earthlings hooked for life. So, the Big Goon created an opportunity for themselves, ventured into large-scale agriculture to feed a ballooning population of Earthlings. They created laws that favor only them, suppressing small-scale farmers, in the process making healthy organic food affordable to them alone and high-ranking slaves who think they are rich and wealthy. And so, Earthlings have had no choice but to eat the readily available, affordable food the Big Goon presents them. But I'm afraid that's not all about the food industry. It's worse than Earthlings would like to admit and instead prefer burying their heads in the sand than facing reality. Perhaps I'll let you in on more on this and about planet Earth and Earthlings in the next letter as I have to go for now. But I sure do hope, Mr. Alien, Miss Alien, that you listened attentively to all I shared with you in this letter and that I got your attention. See you in the next letter.